All right. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? I want to talk about Antonio Brown. He's been in the news lately. He's been in the news. All right. For the wrong reasons. She's got to prove. I mean, well. Now, does Antonio Brown have CTE? But before I answer that question, I gotta let you know exactly what CTE is because people get confused of what it is. All right, give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to subscribe. All right. Give me 1 second. All right. Okay, everybody. So now I want to talk about Antonio Brown and the CTE stuff. Does Antonio Brown have CTE? What is CTE? For those of y'all who don't know already, so of course this channel is a sports channel. I used to be an MMA fighter, a Muay Thai fighter, and a Jiu-Jitsu fighter, but now I'm a acupuncture physician. I'm an acupuncture physician. Okay, and I'm trying to my best to try to help athletes who probably have CTE or CTE-like symptoms and other issues. All right, CTE stands for chronic traumatic encephalopathy. All right, it may sound like a big word. Antonio Brown could be suffering from CTE. Now, as a physician, I have not examined him. I, I don't know who he is. What's up, Sony? What's up, Sony? Yes. We're talking about if Antonio Brown has CTE or not. All right. What's up, the Chiquita? What's up, Sony? What's up? Yes, please don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe, man. Show some love. Eat healthy. For sure, eat healthy. For sure, eat healthy. Now, what's going on with Antonio Brown, y'all? He is having a bad time. He's been accused of attempted murder down here in Miami, and after the alleged incident, he told Aiden Ross that he has CTE. What is CTE? It stands for chronic traumatic encephalopathy. Okay. Well, if I get into yes, Chiquita. Yes, Antonio Brown. CTE can happen in athletes that play football, MMA, boxing, even basketball, volleyball, even soccer. It's when somebody has, oh yes, attempted murder, yes. A couple months ago, he was at a Aiden Ross event, boxing event, and he had a fight with somebody, and allegedly he grabbed the gun and shot at somebody, and it's on camera. You're welcome, Sony. Yes, I gotta say allegedly, it, but it's on camera. Antonio Brown grabbed the gun, and actually, yeah. So now he actually went to Dubai before the warrant was issued, and then the U.S. The U.S. went to Dubai and got him. It is crazy because as a football player, he was an awesome football player. I mean, he was a very good wide receiver, and I don't know if he has CTE or not, but just in my experience, just overall, it looks like he has some of the symptoms of CTE. Now, can he use that in court? I don't know. I don't know. CTE, the things it could do to you is it could make you depressed, it can make you anxious, memory loss, um, violent tendencies. Those are signs of CTE. And unfortunately, the only way you can examine somebody with CTE is when they pass away. There's no test to test people for CTE while they're alive. Yes, man, definitely memory loss. And that's the thing. What he did for the attempted murder, what he allegedly did, does CTE have something to do with that? You can't test CTE. Exactly. You can't test CTE until that person dies, then you examine the brain. It's a debilitating condition. That means that it gets worse, not better. It's pretty sad. I used to do MMA. I used to do Muay Thai, kickboxing and stuff. And if you get repeated head shots, to the head, it can lead to CTE. And research shows that people actually start getting CTE even at a young age. Even high school athletes can have the beginning signs of CTE. You can't test someone's CTE. Yeah. Even high school athletes have been known to have CTE. All right. Now, some people are more prone to getting it than others, for sure. But just by the way Antonio Brown behaves, there's a chance he probably does have some type of CTE signs or symptoms. He's very young, mid-30s, I think, age 37. I forgot how old he is, but he's young. He's young. And when I used to, yeah, man, when I used to fight, I used to spar a lot, and my coach always told me to wear headgear when I spar. And headgear definitely protects your brain, but CTE usually happens not just with one big hit, with a bunch of little hits. It's called micro concussions. So when you're sparring, you're getting hit constantly. Those small hits sometimes lead to CTE. Do I have CTE? I don't know. I don't think I have CTE. I didn't fight long enough, but sometimes it don't matter how long you fight. He asks if you don't wear headgear, you probably die during the match without it. It is very sad. It is very sad. I mean, as far as dying during the match, it's always good to wear headgear when you're training, sparring. Okay. Now, unfortunately, some boxers have passed away during fights or after fights, because let's face it, man, the body is strong. The human body is strong, but too much hits to the head, especially a big hit to the head, can definitely damage the brain. Remember, what a knockout is that our brain is it's inside our skull. Okay, our skull doesn't move. So when somebody gets knocked out, that means the brain hits the skull, and the brain is not some hard structure. The brain is spongy. So it's a skull like that through the knockout. What the body does is just shut the body down, and the person gets knocked out or passed out. Do you know the movie Rocky, when the thingy guy dies to the Russian, it's because he didn't train headgear? I mean, I see what you're saying. It's not always the case, but that's what you're saying. Some guys and gals, when they train, they want to be macho and say, I don't want to run, some guys train with no headgear thinking they're tough. My advice to other fighters and boxers and Muay Thai people, kickboxing people, spar less. Practice more of techniques. Just spar less. Okay? And I think what's happening, a lot of people are sparring less these days because it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Yes, fighting is awesome. The fans. I used to love fighting in front of the fans, thousands of people. It was nice. It was nice. Don't get me wrong. But you got to think about your long-term health. If you're a football player in high school, in college, don't tackle with your head, man. Tackle the right way. Try to take as much less hits to the head as possible. Because you want a career. You want a life after your career. Right? Thank you, man. Thank you for subscribing. Appreciate you. Yes. Do 10 push-ups. Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, I love doing push-ups. I love doing push-ups. Push-up. That's another video for another day. But push-ups or calisthenics are the best type of exercise. But Antonio Brown, the way he's reacting. Remember his last game, he took his shirt off in the middle of the game and went off the field. That's not normal behavior. That's erratic behavior. It could be a sign of CTE. I don't know. It can be. Not saying it is. Thank you, Sony. But that's the thing. We got to think about the future, y'all. And if you're a football player, like I said, MMA, look, I get it. I used to be a fighter. I'm tough. I get it. But we got to think about life after sports. And guess what, too? Not just athletes get CTE now. Not just high level athletes get CTE. Even if you, even volleyball players sometimes show signs of CTE. Yeah, volleyball, soccer players, because soccer players hit the ball with their head. Even the act of hitting the ball with your head in some people can cause CTE. Believe it or not. Maybe not. I think he had a I think he had to have a test because of it because he's a nice player and he won't really do that. Even like I said, even like so you play golf, you could get it. That's the thing. Yeah. So this a big. Yeah, you're right. Right, Sony. There's a big misconception that only combat sports people athletes get CTE. No, you can get CTE. Look, CTE. All it means is that if you get repeated head blows to the head or a couple of again a golf ball. If a golf ball hits a kid or something or a person, you don't know. And medicine, there's no cure for CTE right now. I'm gonna be very clear. There's no cure for it. So I stopped fighting, and now I'm an acupuncture physician. All right, chat, chat. I'm an acupuncturist, and acupuncture can help people with CTE, the symptoms like depression, anxiety, and some acupuncture points can just help with the whole condition in general. But research is done on that, so I'm very excited about that. All right. And because I used to be an MMA fighter, I have access to a lot of fighters and athletes. And I'm going to try to implicate what I've learned on how to treat CTE. There's definitely hope. People with CTE, like my big brother, is really scary. Oh, wow, man. Sorry to hear that. So your big brother has it? Sorry to hear that. Again, it's hard to confirm, but, the signs are there. You know, the signs could be there. Sorry to hear that. But just make sure your brother takes the medication. And I recommend Sony. I don't know which part of the country you're from or which part of the world you're from, but I recommend maybe your brother see an acupuncturist also, because the acupuncturist can sometimes help with the symptoms. It really can. It really, really can. So that's the good news about it. Um, but man, it is it is pretty sad. It's a good thing. Thank you, thank you. One thing about CTE is that one thing about our brain is a remarkable organ. That's why it's protected in our skull. Our skull protects our brain because our skull is hard. But again, knockouts or car accidents or anything like that can damage the brain because the skull doesn't move, but the brain moves. So, like whiplash, boom, or a punch, that means your brain's moving and hitting up against your skull, and that can cause damage. And depending which part of the brain gets hit. For instance, if your frontal lobe area gets hit, if your front of the brain gets hit, that controls sometimes speech. It's called the vocal area speech, or sometimes decision making. Well, I'm gonna say it again. In the frontal lobe, hold up, could probably get really bad, so you can't even remember anything another one unless you get like therapy or something. Wow. Yeah, man. And I'm sure because he's your brother, I'm pretty sure it's hard on everybody. Just definitely be there for him for support. If you get hit in front of the brain, you're probably gonna go straight to the hospital, even though it could lead to memory loss. Yeah, you should definitely go to the hospital because also the front of the brain is also there's a section called the vocal area where it's for speech and also for decision making. And I've seen lots of fights. Some of my friends been knocked out in fights before. Thank God when I fought, thank God, knock on wood, I never got knocked out or even dazed in my fight. I never really got dazed. Except for that one time where the guy hit me illegally behind the head. But other than that, but again, sometimes CTE doesn't happen with one hit. Sometimes CTE happens with multiple small hits, you know? So like sparring, if you spar all the time, those are small hits to the head. The smaller the hits cause CTE also, mostly. If people don't know that. It's not just one big hit, boom, CTE. No, it's a accumulation of small little micro concussions. Boom, boom, boom. Sparring, boom, 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 boom. Even with headgear helps. Don't get me wrong, headgear definitely helps. How old are you? You just one day, let me guess. I'm 52 years old, 5'2". I'm 52. Yes, yes, yes. I just turned 52. It's crazy, right? I just turned 52. No, it's just me. It's just me right now in my clinic. You know, I'm an acupuncture physician, so I see patients. And then, yeah, it's a Saturday. I just closed up, so I figured, hey, I'm gonna go live right quick and just talk about Antonio Brown and host and just talk about CTE in general. Research is still being done. Thank you, Sony. Thank you, Sony. One thing about me though, I don't drink alcohol. I definitely don't smoke. You know, cigarettes. You know, and I try to eat healthy. I don't I don't like ice cream. I don't eat that many sweets. Yes, I'm gonna be live tomorrow. I'm gonna be live tomorrow and probably later on tonight too. Yes. Th- Thanks for the love, man. Thanks for the love, Sony. Appreciate y'all, man. But yeah, man. Yeah, I'm trying to go live more consistent here on this channel, and I talk about sports a lot on this channel, but I also want to talk about the medicine side of sports, like CTE, because I'm an acupuncturist. I'm gonna try to I'm trying my best to help athletes stay healthy, get healthy, and stay healthy, especially after they retire. Excuse me. I don't fight anymore. I don't fight anymore. I'm 52 years old. You know, I miss fighting, but I don't fight anymore. Right now, I'm just focusing on trying to come up with the right treatment plan to help people with CTE and to help athletes with injuries. Not just athletes, anybody. Remember, not just athletes get CTE. You know, most of them, yes, they're more like, yes, football players and MMA fighters most likely are more likely to get CTE. But a regular person also can get CTE also just by, you know, God forbid, a car accident or something or whatever. Um, you really need to stay safe after retirement. Thank you, Sony. Thank you, man. I, you're right. You're right. You know, um, I actually live in Miami, so um, I knew exactly where Antonio Brown grew up at. He grew up in Liberty City, which is like 15 minutes from my, like 10 minutes from my house. Um, Antonio Brown is a legend down here, and we love him. We love Antonio Brown down here, and I do wish Antonio Brown the best. Right now he's going through it. He's been accused of attempted murder, and in Florida, that's 15 years in prison. Um, yeah, you know, in Florida, that's 15 years in prison if you get found guilty of attempted murder. So I hope he gets the help he needs. He definitely needs help, in my opinion, and I just hope the right people are around him, just to guide him. It is long. Florida has some strict rules, and there's no parole. And Florida has no parole, so whatever time that person gets, they gotta serve at least 85% of it. I think. I think. Yeah, that's long. So he's facing some time, y'all. He's facing some time. He has money, so that means he can get a good lawyer, and maybe the lawyer can lessen the charge to like aggravated assault. I don't know, but I just think he needs help. I just think I saw the video. I mean, what? I saw the video. Wow. Yeah, that was definitely him in the video. But let's see. But again, medicine is definitely moving forward, and if medicine can come up with a CTE treatment plan, that'd be awesome. But like I said, acupuncture can help with CTE. That's for sure. Acupuncture can help with symptoms of CTE. As an acupuncturist, as a former fighter, I'm dedicating my life to try to help these athletes have a have a have a fun life after fighting. You know, I want these athletes who dedicated their life to entertain us to have a peaceful life after fighting. You know, a fighter should be able to remember the fighting career. A fighter should be able to remember or to be able to play with their grandkids. But sometimes fighters or athletes with CTE can't even play with their grandkids properly. Have issues remembering their names. I was an MMA guy. I was an MMA and a Muay Thai kickboxer, um, and a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter. So I did all three. I started training. I'm 52 now. I started officially training when I was 27. My first MMA fight was age 33. My last fight was 10 years ago, actually. 10, 11 years ago. Yeah. Because I'm a busy person and I was at medical school. I was at acupuncture medical school, so I had to focus a lot on that. But yeah, it was definitely fun. It was definitely fun. It's fun fighting in front of people, thousands of people. It's fun. I'm not gonna lie. You know, you don't even hear them, to be honest. You just focus on the fight. But it was awesome. I cannot lie. It was awesome. All right, man. So I'm about to go right now. I gotta go. I gotta go finish locking up. I appreciate all y'all for the love. Thanks for the new subscribers. I appreciate y'all. All right. Look out for more lives. And I'm gonna talk more about this Antonio Brown situation. All right. Thanks, Sonny, for your love and support. I appreciate all y'all. And please don't forget to subscribe and let's help grow this channel up. All right. Let's get up to like 10,000 subs. All right. So I'll see y'all later. Y'all awesome. I'll see y'all later. Okay. Peace.